Morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to be talking about enhancing your marketing with artificial intelligence. What I'm talking about is a very fundamental concept of using large volumes of data to better analyze, understand, and then automate core business processes. One of the simplest questions that I find every modern marketer has to ask themselves when they're writing ads, when they're putting out a social media post, is something very simple and fundamental. Should we include prices in our ads? So you could have a qualitative piece of information. You have two ads out here, one which mentions a price, one which doesn't mention a price. And you run the numbers. It's very simple to judge whether or not people engage with your ad. You look at how many people clicked on it, and you see how many of those people then converted into a sale. The lowest cost per acquisition and more sales. No brainer, isn't it? If you like version A, by the way, we really need to talk. If you have a slightly more complicated offering, a few products or maybe a few services, and you want to start comparing, you can still do this fairly sensibly. You export the data, you clean it up in Excel, you make sure that you don't have any of your funny outliers and so on. You build pivot tables, and then you analyze the data. When you start looking at it in terms of time, the simple thing would take between 7 to 15 minutes, assuming that you have prefab Excel and pivot tables that you can just pull into and slice and dice the data. If you have to do it from scratch, yes, you're looking at a few hours to figure out how pivot tables work. I see a few heads nodding. You've obviously been through that pain. But when you then compare how much time it took you as an individual to the amount of time an ordinary computer takes, a regular computer would do this in about 0.3 seconds. When you do this on the cloud with a supercomputer, you're looking at between 12 to 25 milliseconds. Most regular e-commerce stores will have about 100,000 products on them. If you wanted to find out for each and every one of your products, whether or not putting a price makes a difference, or even if you wanted to do it at the product range level, don't do it for each individual. For 100,000 products, you're looking at 1.5 million hours of time. Putting that in perspective, that is the equivalent of 14 people working full-time for 1 year to do this just once. And that doesn't even include the time. They need to be able to say, right, this product works better with prices in ads, ergo I need to put prices in ads, or this one doesn't, and so I need to remove prices and then refine and so on. For a regular e-commerce store to get that level of intelligence, you're looking at being able to do that once a year. And imagine what happens if prices change and you have sales and discounts and so on. For a computer, on the other hand, for the same 100,000 products, 20 minutes. That's as long as it takes. So you can start understanding very quickly how and why. For things that are repeatable, regularly done processes, it becomes very sensible to use automation. You can use automation to do a number of tasks that you would normally have to do just as a course of being a good marketer. Things like identifying which ads are performing, which ads are not performing, looking at which keywords convert versus which keywords don't convert. The same with audiences. Should you be targeting high net worth individuals or low net worth individuals? Who's engaging, who's disliking your posts? And then also the big questions, is Facebook a better channel or LinkedIn? If you can only afford to do such analysis once a year, chances are you're losing out valuable opportunities and you're not doing the best you can with your marketing. That's where automation steps in and makes the world a whole lot easier. And when you take that one step further and actually have to start using that automation to also make intelligent choices, that's where an AI steps in.